So I asked 11 chatbots for a list of 25 skills that would make the humans who possess them indispensable in the age of AI. This video series is an analysis of what skills are suggested, what was not suggested, and my nerdy or autodidact interpretations of each bot's response. So welcome back. This is episode 2, and today we're diving into Grok. Now Grok is supposed to be the edgy one, the contrarian, the X-powered AI that doesn't pull punches. So when I asked it for the 25 most indispensable human skills, I expected fire. What I got was a sermon on authentic presence, which was not what I expected. But here's where it gets really interesting. Grok was the only bot that talked about lived experience as a competitive advantage, not knowledge, experience. And the kicker is that Grok admitted something about its own responses that no other bot would dare say. So let's unpack this. First, why Grok matters in this series. So Grok is built differently. It's designed to be more contrarian, less filtered. It's backed by Elon Musk, it's connected to X, and it's marketed as the AI that speaks truth to power. That should show up somewhere in its advice then, right? And it does, but just not how I expected it. See, Grok structured this differently than ChatGPT. Instead of 3 or 4 tiers, it used 3. The untouchable human core, the AI human centaur mastery, and elite differentiators. The naming alone tells you something. Grok frames this as conquest, not adaptation, dominion, which is on brand, I'd say. Whether you find that inspiring or cringe is up to you. So let's look at what it actually said. So Grok's S tier had 8 skills. Most other bots capped that at 3 or 4, and ChatGPT at 7. And look at the first one, genuine empathy and emotional attunement. Not critical thinking, not problem framing, empathy. That's wild. Compared to ChatGPT's critical thinking opener, Grok thinks that being able to read people matters more than being able to think logically. And here's the quote that stopped me. Grok said, AI fakes responses, humans read subtle cues, build real loyalty, and counsel. AI fakes responses. It literally just admitted that its response is a fake response. The irony is delicious. Then we get original creative vision and taste making, ethical discernment and moral accountability, problem framing and synthesis, inspirational leadership, trust building, and where it diverges sharply, embodied intuition, presence, and physical dexterity. Grok specifically mentioned sensory judgment, room reading, and improvisation in an unstructured real-world environment. Trades, care, execution. It's the only bot other than Meta AI that explicitly mentioned trades. Skilled labor, physical work, things that ChatGPT didn't even touch on. And here's the Grok's signature. It said, every skill has a start, an action item, like daily perspective journaling after every interaction, or 30 minutes of tool-free brainstorming daily, or weekly deliberate discomfort experience, which isn't so much advice, it seems more like a workout. Grok is treating this like fitness rather than education. So now where does Grok fall short? Well, firstly, it didn't give us a timeline. ChatGPT gave us a 5-year roadmap. Grok said something like, month 1, master 3 S tier skills, and then ongoing. It was a bit vague. It didn't have a long-term structure. Second, Grok cites 2026 reality and the WEF future of jobs insights and McKinsey-style analyses. I couldn't verify the sources, nor did I really want to. They're a bit rubbish. Probably hallucinations. Third was that there was no mention of financial specifics beyond entrepreneurial opportunity spotting, which is kind of weird for a product backed by a former trillionaire. And here's the biggest omission. Grok didn't include anything about AI verification or fact-checking. Its whole pitch is human judgment, but it didn't include verify AI outputs as a standalone skill, which is kind of ironic given Grok's reputation for occasional hallucinations. If your selling point is we question things, shouldn't you tell people to question you? Also, nothing was mentioned about the regulatory navigation of AI. ChatGPT, Claude, and Meta included compliance and governance very vaguely. Grok didn't. It might just be an oversight. So compared to ChatGPT, I would say equals the corporate playbook, whereas Grok equals the warrior monk manifesto. Both are valuable, just have different audiences. Again, as I mentioned previously, ChatGPT wants you promoted, and Grok wants you to transcend employment altogether. The overlap was that both emphasized problem framing, emotional intelligence, and negotiation. The divergence, ChatGPT said, learn Python. Grok says, do theater. ChatGPT says, build a public portfolio. Grok says, cultivate authenticity. ChatGPT gives you a 5-year plan. Grok gives you a daily meditation practice. So which one resonates more with you? Are you building a career or a legacy? That question might determine which advice serves you better. And I'd like to hear your take in the comments. So here's your action step from Grok's response. Try the perspective journaling exercise. After every conversation you have today, and I mean every conversation, write one paragraph answering this. What was the other person actually feeling but not saying? Today's action step. After every conversation for the next week, write one paragraph on what the other person was actually saying. Not what they said, what you assess that they were probably feeling. Do that for a week and you'll notice patterns. You'll start reading rooms differently. That's Grok's entire thesis. Empathy is actually a trainable skill and it's irreplaceable. Next episode, Claude. And the thing that makes Claude a little bit different was that it was personalized, even when I removed context. It asked clarifying questions about my background, and it tailor-made its advice. It referenced my profession, even though I asked it not to, and it called out some blind spots, which is pretty wild. So subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you haven't watched episode 1 yet on ChatGPT's breakdown, watch it, please. The pattern between these two is where the real story starts. I'll see you in the next one.